Well, now to this exclusive. Last year, 25 inmates died in the Harris County Jail, the most inmate deaths in a decade. And just last month, 4 more deaths. 2 former jail employees sat down with our Randy Wallace exclusively, and he joins us live with an Only on Fox report. Randy.
Rushy, you're about to hear from 2 Harris County jail employees who resigned from their position, saying they just couldn't take it anymore. They asked not to be identified. They say it's the inmates who are running the show, and deaths and beatings inside the overcrowded facility will continue to rise. You were an employee at the jail for many, many years.
Many years. Many years.
Under many different sheriffs.
That's a good way to put it. Under many different sheriffs.
You worked at the jail for several years?
I did.
You no longer work there?
Correct.
You quit?
I did.
Why did you quit?
I couldn't be there anymore. It was so unsafe. It was very toxic.
These ex-jail employees agreed to be interviewed if we didn't show their faces or name them. We've altered their voices. They were not terminated. Both chose to leave.
It's devastating. I would probably say this is what divorce feels like.
But you felt like it was something you had to do?
It was not an option. It was not an option. Yeah, and now I feel bad for the people who are left.
I asked them what someone would see if they walked into the jail unannounced.
Drugs are rampant. They would see gang initiations. They would see people being rolled out, what they call it, beat to bloody pulp.
When you come into the jail, there's an expectation that you will be welcomed through violence.
In a highly publicized attack last year, a sergeant was raped and beaten in her office by an inmate.
After the sergeant was brutally raped and beaten, we expected something different to happen, and it never did.
This employee says she was stalked by an inmate.
Waited for me and masturbated in front of me.
This is an inmate?
This is an inmate in the jail that is supposed to be escorted. That was not escorted. He was unaccounted for. I screamed. Nobody was around. He ran off.
Everyone in that jail should be escorted, including me. No one's escorted. No one. Not even volunteers are escorted.
Mind you, these things happened before the sergeant was assaulted. So to scream out and say, do something, please do something, something worse is going to happen than this, and then for it to finally happen, that's not a I told you so that you want to have.
The jail is dealing with record-breaking deaths.
You've got some suicides. You've got some homicides. You've got neglect.
The county is spending tens of millions of dollars transferring inmates from Harris County to private facilities in Louisiana and West Texas.
They look at the ones that are causing the least amount of problems within the jail. So the ones with the better behavior are the ones that are shipped out.
These employees say disabled and older inmates and veterans are the most often victimized and beaten.
If they're really concerned about the deaths that are happening, if they're really concerned about the people who are there and what they're going through, if they're really concerned about their staff, they're going to have to look at themselves.
There have to be changes from the top down. There has to be someone that actually cares about the employees and the inmates that are there.
We first reached out to the Harris County Sheriff's Office a week ago today, asking for a response. We requested an interview with Sheriff Ed Gonzalez. We specifically asked about what the 2 employees told us. We heard nothing back but silence.
Which is really unacceptable if you think about it. Sheriff Gonzalez is elected by the people. Somebody has to say something. I mean, we've had 30 people die. It's just unacceptable.
Yes.
Well, Randy, I mean, there's so many people that have loved ones in jail right now, and just you're talking about the conditions. What should they do if they have loved ones?
Well, what they really need to do is visit them as much as possible and stay in contact with their attorney. Now, if the attorney is being unresponsive, won't talk to you, go to the court and tell them that.
All right.
We appreciate it, Randy. Thanks so much. And
Sure.
Randy